It was just a regular day in Skyblock. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, but then there was an upset. xXmailmanXX262Xx had beaten my parkour time. Now let me explain the significance of this image. So a few years ago, xXmailmanXX262Xx made this parkour, and he eventually got a score of around 18 seconds or something. After some time, I found the end of the parkour and got a time of 16.504 seconds. This time must have lasted for around 2 or 3 years. Now, xXmailmanXX262Xx had taken his spot back with a 16.009, and I knew I couldn't let this stand. And half a second shouldn't even be that bad since I don't remember struggling on this all those years ago. What? But I could have sworn. Yeah, okay, so basically in the 10 minutes in between those messages, he was able to lower his time by 3 more seconds. This was the moment I fully went off the deep end. I knew that this was only the surface, and I wanted to defeat xXmailmanXX262Xx if it was the last thing I ever did. I was planning on shelving any potential strategies for the start, but after seeing this time cut, I knew I had to do something. For my first trick, I did a ladder skip. Basically, normally what you would do is you would go down here and you'd be all slow going down this ladder to get onto the checkpoint. But you might notice there's a pretty big gap here, and this helps us get there without using the ladder. So the trick is you just walk off here and you just go off here and then, oh, there we go. This is what I thought xXmailmanXX262Xx had to be doing to get such a time cut. I think what happened initially is that he cut down my time by half a second just doing it normally, and then realized that he could just do this. That. Yeah. So there are two main paths you can take. You can go down here, or you can take this wooden path. Previously, there did used to be some obstacles to dodge here. I am pretty sure he made his base bigger for fishing minions, but this was the path I took for my first time cut of 13.535 seconds. Soon after, not really knowing how this course worked, I tried the alternative route and got a 12.851. I knew this record was pretty weak, and sure enough, that afternoon, xXmailmanXX262Xx had taken down the record by another second. Shortly after though, I shaved off another 1/10 of a second. Notice I said I did this on my second try, to which xXmailmanXX262Xx said they beat my previous record their first try. Like, it would be one thing to beat my score a little quickly, but first try, like, that was better than me. And looking at their past portfolio, it was clear they were a changed Minecrafter.
No way! No way! You did it again! I'm having flashbacks!
Can you send me the address so I can do it?
Buffy, send him the address.
How do you spell that?
Jeffrey, oh my god, dude, you
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
After trading the record for a bit, I woke up to an absolute bombshell. xXmailmanXX262Xx definitely slept well that night, because they got a 9.750. To put that into perspective, the previous trades we were making were about 50 milliseconds, and this was 35 times that amount. See, this whole time I was using rancher boots. I don't really play Skyblock that much, but when I did, I literally farmed for 450 hours in 2 months. So really, I just put the boots on and didn't think about anything else. But this is where I remembered that speed is a big deal in Skyblock. People have been trying to go fast for years, and the admins have been stopping that with speed caps. But you're not allowed to use anything in parkour races except for your speed stat. So you can't use mana costing abilities to teleport or ender pearls. So I started looking into things that would make me faster. For every piece of speedster armor you're wearing, you get plus 20 speed. And there's also a piece of armor called the obsidian chestplate, which gives you plus 1 speed for every 20 pieces of obsidian in your inventory. So naturally, I filled my inventory with 4,406.4 tons of obsidian. But I kept using my young dragon armor, which makes me think that all that was for nothing and this is still faster. Now, besides looking into armor and talismans, I also checked out performance enhancing drugs such as the god potion. The God Potion pretty much gives you every single positive stat you want, and you can also toggle them, which is great. Although I didn't know this for a while. I also looked into what pets make you faster and decided to get a level 100 mythic black cat pet. I probably spent my net worth on that cat, and my second highest bid was for a builder's wand. Only 3.4 million coins. I was willing to sell everything I could to buy everything I thought maybe had a slight chance of making me faster. Except for this thing, I don't have that kind of money. But I did try to get it. There's like some museum points or something. I gave up pretty quickly. Little did I know you could just buy God Potions and like it doesn't matter because like you reach the speed cap and then like you can't go any faster. So using the God Potion, Young Dragon Armor, and the Black Cat Pet, I was able to start getting some decent runs and close calls. But I was still kind of struggling, like this was a little difficult. Now I knew we had been watching the same videos on how to be faster, and in one of Dragoon's videos, Time-Dio uses a flying pig to get to the end really quickly. I did say all that mattered was your speed stat, but for some reason, out of everything that could be allowed in island races, the flying pig was allowed. Or maybe more likely, the admins forgot to not allow it. I didn't really think too much about the flying pig because it looked really hard to control, and I didn't think it would be realistic to get it into the gap in order to do the ladder skip. But as I kept struggling, it really looked like the only option. But it wasn't. I just had to clean up my movement a little, and eventually I got a 9.714 at 7:14 in the morning. And I guess it was the 6th, but it was also September, so I mean, it kind of like, you know. xXmailmanXX262Xx took the record lower again, but this time I started thinking about a new strategy. Now I can't run in a completely straight line to the ending, but I can run in a weird jagged diagonal line. This is because when I'm perpendicular to the melons, I can run right across them, but when I'm diagonal in the way I want to go, I'll fall right in. So I had a thought. What if I turned perpendicular to get over the gaps and then quickly swapped back to the optimal angle? Now this had a pretty hard learning curve to do, but I could do it. I wasn't very consistent at this though, so I just settled for going diagonal to where I didn't have to do that crazy strafing whatever thing and then running straight for the last bit. I mean, I didn't even really know if the other way was faster, but in theory it should be because you're traveling less blocks. As I was flying up for another attempt, xXmailmanXX262Xx started employing psychological warfare on me. It started off with him just standing in front of the start, but quickly changed to whatever this is. He was also using some sort of high-pixel jukebox, which by the way actually has pretty good songs. Housing players will understand. So I don't think I've seen this footage before, but I just AFK'd. Maybe I went to the restroom, maybe I was trying to see if he'd do anything, and oh no. He even started taunting me in the chat. Next thing I knew, there was a Jerry next to the start and he was building flammable sculptures next to lava. Also, I think he was trying to get random new players to do the parkour. I don't really know. Then he asked to do a race, which I cheated in a little. And I guess punishment for my early start was getting lagged back. But not too long after that, I got this run.
That's the worst one yet. That is the worst one yet. Please taste this and tell me that it doesn't taste rotten. Please taste the rinse it.
Oh my gosh! Oh gosh! What? Bro, I was thinking, man, like I should rest or something because I like have a slight sore throat. I feel sick. I'm so tired. I woke up at 2 a.m. and I just did this whole freaking thing all day for. Oh my gosh, my eyes are hurting. My eyes are hurting from the celebration. I don't know why people are joining. Do you not see the time? GG easy. Gotta celebrate. Maybe, hopefully he'll know what that means. I don't think he would be placing. What the heck? Looking. Yeah, huh? Jump off. I would fly off a bridge gracefully. There's no way he beats that, right? I don't know how I did that. Something just awoke it in me, and I was just speed. Man, I'm gonna time lapse this. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I just clapped and my mic peaked. Who cares? It's probably fine. Let's see if he does it. So I lied about the time lapse because he just did a few runs. But if we look at this still frame, we can see that xXmailmanXX262Xx stands at the end of the pressure plate. Now he did this in the race, but I'm only noticing it now. And just keep that in mind for future optimizations. I make sure to land in here so that when I make this jump, I don't have to fall as much. I'm not sure if there's a way to fall faster. I haven't searched that up. I beat him by a significant margin at this time range. Like I was thinking I was gonna barely beat him. what was my latest time was like 6.5, and then I cut my 6.5 by 0.4. Like, that's insane. That is insane. I didn't even know that was possible. I really thought that record was gonna stay up for at least a while, maybe forever. But no. xXmailmanXX262Xx had made just as big of a cut as I did. It was clear that xXmailmanXX262Xx waited for me to get off after doing a few attempts, just to come back to get an 8.861, crushing the 9-second barrier. Now I guess it makes sense that he didn't want me recording his runs, but it doesn't make sense how he was able to cut the time by so much still. I checked out this new decoration xXmailmanXX262Xx made, and then I noticed he was staring at me off at a distance. So I just stared at him back and went AFK. He sent a message in the escape menu, so I couldn't really figure out what it said. I really wish I wasn't escaped so I could see it. After some time he left, and I waited for around 15 minutes before returning to him jumping directly over me. I mean, the timing was so crazy and he was out of my view for so long that it kind of makes me think he might have been staring at me from above, waiting for me to spin so he could jump over me, just to like mess with me somehow. So I went over to go check out his gear, but I never really got any good information for looking through his inventories and Skycrypt and stuff. Like, I would keep close tabs, but I would never see anything that really helped me out too much. It was also apparent that xXmailmanXX262Xx was taking lots of precautions to make sure I didn't see any strategies he was trying to do. So I started doing runs again and got a close run, so I put in the editor to see what was going on. Oh, is that it? Is that it? I forgot. I think he's fast. No, that has to be faster. I think that can still be lowered a tiny bit. But look at that. Oh, that's a 1/10 of a second cut. Look at this fool. Look at this guy. Even has cyborg enhancement. Is that even allowed? Guys, is Neuralink allowed? He's got enhancements. Look, his whole half of his head is Neuralink. When I take the screenshot, turn off my F3 so he's... I mean, I don't think it's gonna help that much, but whatever. I'm turning it off just in case. How do I... That's the wrong button. Alright, let's go. I'll put that in there. Wake up tomorrow from a message that was from 12 p.m. No, it's gonna be from 2 a.m. of him beating my record by a whole second, 2 seconds. And then we'll see what to do from there. You know, I think I'm gonna AFK like this all night, my recording like this. I need to see. I'm going to be stalking him. Always in his mind. It's going to mess with his psyche so hard that he's never going to be able to do a single good run. It's going to fall at the end every single... Oh, that's not the F1 button. Here we go. I'm going to sleep. So this time I didn't see him move an inch before getting kicked. But do you know what xXmailmanXX262Xx did? 8.330. In under an hour. Again, I cut a 1/10 of a second. They cut 4. Faster than me. I mean, these records were starting to take longer and longer. It was only a matter of time till it finally ended. But I was not expecting this much effort from xXmailmanXX262Xx at all. And I know he says 3 tries here, but I'm 90% sure that is just a lie. So I tried doing attempts again, still using my standard strategy, hoping that I can just be a little faster somehow. Eventually, I tried doing my weird strafing thing, and that got me a 8.752. A 1 millisecond improvement. Yay. Oh, bro. I swear that was so close. I like clipped on something. 2 millisecond improvement. Oh my gosh. So I got an 8.657, an 8.551, an 8.552, and an 8.551. It's another 1 millisecond cut. So I needed to level up my fishing rod a few times to be able to use the Yeti rod, and I finally decided to go for it after 3 hours of attempts. And it only took 10 hours of fishing, spending all the money I could to level up faster, but it was still so painfully slow. I mean, I don't know if I just don't remember what it's like to level up skills in Skyblock, but this just took so long and it was only level 25. Maybe I was missing something, but I bought a level 100 legendary ammonite pet and this was still taking forever. The only reason I didn't buy better gear was because I did not have the fishing level to use it. Maybe I should have literally fished with god potions. Like, that was probably what I was supposed to do. I mean, but look at this right here. Are you kidding me? What's going on right here? That's 1 sugar cane. That's like, no, that's like 2 sugar cane. You're not getting it every time you walk past here. It's profit loss right there. So you get a 1% speed increase for every 10 fish fished on the Yeti rod with a maximum of 100%, meaning I had to fish 1,000 more fish on top of fishing 25. Also, just to level up from 24 to 25, I bought a full set of high quality shark armor and a pitching rod of the sea. And the thing is, I have like no idea what any of these enchantments do, but it just costs a lot of money, so it has to level me up faster, right? I mean, I would just buy the most flashy items possible in the hopes that they would help me get to 25 quicker. I was literally just too lazy to research how to spend my money well. In fact, by this point, I was becoming pretty broke.
Metal body like this. Safeties and Nike Tech shits on and went back outside.
Finally, I started doing runs again. On top of this, I timed different running methods and used a speedometer to see what was the fastest running with WA or WD, getting the most speed, but making me do everything at a 90-degree angle, which turned this from a legacy list to a main list. So I shelled this strategy for the time being, especially since the speed increase was so minimal. So I was getting such close and good runs that it was starting to get hard to tell what was actually making me faster. So I would overlay fast runs and then count the frames in between them to see what was actually saving time. Finally, after all this effort and still jumping over the railing at the end, I was able to get a time of 8.283. I sent the most cryptic screenshot ever to where you could barely tell that he was in second place. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that he said he was gonna beat it in one try, I kind of believed it a little. But days went by with no new records. This was probably the first time days went by with no new records, I'm pretty sure. It was beginning to look like he gave up with no more tricks left up his sleeves. Or he was scheming. So while he was beating my records pretty quickly, this time was taking a lot longer, making me think that his previous cut was maybe a fluke, something that maybe requires a little bit of luck or hard to control. Now I don't remember how much he was online during this week, but surely it was a decent amount. And there's only one thing I can think of that's so inconsistent. That's right, the flying pig. I don't have proof, but come on. I'm pretty sure he was using this over the weird strafing strategy. If he had figured that out, I would be shocked. And I saw he bought a flying pig 3 hours after I set my record. But yeah, time was passing and my confidence was growing. But when I woke up and discovered this the next morning, I decided to buy a flying pig myself. Just to like sit on it in case I needed it. Maybe something crazy would happen. I don't know. But eventually, after a week, xXmailmanXX262Xx had set a new record of 8.198 seconds. Either xXmailmanXX262Xx had figured out my strategy and somehow pulled it off, or he's using a flying pig. Both of which I doubted. And I severely doubted these things. I was leaning towards him using a flying pig though. But then again, you saw the clip. Look how hard this thing is to control. And to get into that gap, I just don't really know. Surely the amount of time it would take to get a good run and not be swerving so much that you lose all the time you would have made up for would end up not being worth it. But maybe it was. If I don't know what strategy xXmailmanXX262Xx did, even if I figured it out, wouldn't I just be following in the footsteps of my enemy? No, I would never. I decided to squeeze out every last frame I could out of my strategy. Now I did such heavy optimization before that I was starting to just like not even know where to start on being faster. Get this. Finally, I stopped jumping over the railing. It was faster, so I'm pretty sure it was. This is all speculation. I don't know like 100%. I don't have like proofs for any of this, but I mean the time is lower. I also finally figured out you can toggle the effects on the God Potion. Another thing I did was try to get more magical powers so I could get some speed from the Thaumaturus, but it gets really expensive to buy talismans for magical power quickly. I mean, you'll be buying like $2 talismans and all of a sudden you need 10 billion for the next one. And with that little bit of time save on the not having Jump Boost 5, it made it a lot faster. It really felt like he was just saving strategies so that whenever I beat the record, he could just beat it back immediately. Now my memory gets pretty iffy on the order in which I figured these things out, but basically I'm using Young Dragon Armor and a God Potion. That's all I needed. Everything else was for nothing. But I just really liked the idea of getting to the speed cap without potions, even if they were so cheap that I could just keep buying them. There's one last thing about going faster, and it's not a fun one. Basically, every time you reload an island, it might offset its time to where a pressure plate gets triggered to give you a faster time. So like a pressure plate only triggers like every half a second. So if you get a good run, land on the pressure plate, and have to wait like a noticeable amount of time, you probably want to leave the server and try to see if you can get a better cycle or whatever. Doing this, I don't know how much you can save, but I think like around 0.2 seconds. So it's definitely something you gotta think about. I think that's how it works. It's kind of annoying, that's how it is, but yeah. I went back to doing some more runs using the Yeti rod and Black Cat Pet, even though I didn't have to, just to feel like I was getting some use out of them. And eventually xXmailmanXX262Xx traded me a pink tulip. He then distracted me again with his entire savings. And then they kicked me. All of a sudden I saw in chat that xXmailmanXX262Xx had bought my flying pig pet. I put it up for auction because the race was slowing down and I just didn't plan on using it. Plus I basically had no money. And he also used the flying pig as a decoration. xXmailmanXX262Xx wanted me to check out the cow, but I started trying to actually ignore them. Here's what the cow says today, if you were wondering though. Took a geometry dash break to see if I could get them to leave. It worked for a bit, but they came back a little later anyway. At this point, I decided to keep doing attempts, even if there was a chance he was looking at my strategy. I did some more analysis, and after switching to the pink tulip for 3.5 minutes, I got this run. Oh! Ooh! Going to sleep. Going to sleep. I'm not even gonna tell him. He might just see it on his own. Yeah, I think if I leave, he'll look at it, and then I'll wake up, and there will be a sub 8. But there wasn't. This is where the record stands to this very day. Moral of the story: a fake neuroscience degree can be purchased from Cat for 10 volt cruxes, 10 shadow cruxes, and 5,000 boats after using a Turbo Max vacuum cleaner to deposit 30 flies and 40 spiders and 60 silverfish into the vermin bin in the infested house. So then a few days later, we played some zombies and talked about the race. I got the zombies, hopefully, in the top right corner if I remembered, and then here is us talking about the race. And actually, one more thing, the video quality from now on will be even worse than before, so brace yourself.
Also, wait, were the sheep minions actually for money, or was it for the race?
I swear they're for money. There's nothing else to do in that once you get the god potion. And like the flying pig, but the flying pig doesn't really work, right? Didn't you try that?
It does work. That's what I was doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, were you just running?
Yeah.
Wait, how? But how
Really?
are you doing it just by running?
Can you show me what you're doing first? Or no?
Oh, I got 2 pig pets, so that way I could swap between them to summon them to me. But I would just
How's
kind
that?
of like...
What's
your
that
way.
work? I feel like
I would
yours
do-
might be faster. It just might be really hard at the end.
You just gotta kind of like dismount at the right time.
You can just like teleporting existence down here.
With
I'll
the
show you
pig?
what I'm doing, but I
But the thing
swear
is, like,
if you beat me, bro, it's gonna be so hard. Is the pig thing faster actually? Cause like
I think it is.
I'm literally like frame counting stuff in like shortcut.
Okay, I think frame counting is crazy. Oh my god! But I think the pig with the pig thing, it's like really inconsistent because like it depends a lot on like the server. Like if the server lags,
Yeah, that sounds
when the
so
server's
annoying.
lagging, the pig doesn't do what you want it to do.
Can you just
I'm
put the pig down right here and run along like next to me?
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't see you.
Yeah, you're in front of me.
Wait, so it's not
But
even
the thing
faster?
Yeah, it's not faster running, but I think it's faster. I'm almost certain it's
'Cause the
faster going
airtime.
down. And I'm fat, and because you don't have to jump, like because you lose a lot of momentum when you jump. With the pig, you don't lose that momentum.
Bro, okay,
'Cause you're just
listen,
flying.
dude, I have so much to say about that. So the reason why I was trying to get the speed originally without the god potion is because I thought you had to jump, but you don't have to jump.
Yeah, I know.
So I
But
was
you would
I
have
was
to
like,
run up. But because I was trying to like figure out, because with cookie buffs, there should be a way to like disable effects, like that's a thing. But I guess it's bugged or something, because I spent like an hour.
yeah, you
trying to
can't
figure out
disable.
how-
Another thing is you can literally disable the effects. I was like, how do you
because I was trying
disable
to
effects? But I
disable.
couldn't
I was
figure it out.
trying to disable jump boost, but like it wouldn't let me for some reason. Like I would click on it, I would click disable, and then I would still have it. I don't know why. Um, So I don't know, but like I was trying to do that because it's just like it takes. I feel like it's just harder to just run up without jumping. Sometimes like it's just easier to jump,
Did you clip your
right? You save
best?
more
Did you
time.
clip your run?
No, because I don't have metal on this computer.
Oh, you should get metal. I need to see that.
Wait, can I see yours?
I think it's in a video. I think it might be in shock. No, I think it's in a video. Let me edit it down and export it really quick.
But when I saw you selling the flying pig, I was confused because like I was sure that it was faster.
No, you know why? It's because I had so little money. Um, when I bought it, like I was trying to buy like the high level one because I thought that mattered. Um, so I was like, I guess trying to make some, but eventually, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking that the flying pig was actually slower. So I was just
Yeah.
waiting to see what you did. So I just assumed somehow you figured out what I was doing, and I was like, dude, no way he figured that out. I thought this is so like obscure.
I'm
But you
pretty
were
sure
using
I
the
know what
flying
you were
pig.
doing too. I'm pretty sure I know what you were doing too. Like the route you were taking. It's just I don't have it as optimized as you do.
Yeah, I literally spent an hour 30 minutes for the last time. But I was thinking like, so in the Dragoon video, um the diagonal run, I saw that time deal when he used the pig, he was only like a fourth, like a little bit faster, you know? But like when you're in the, since you can travel diagonally on foot in this one, I figured it might be faster, but I was also thinking, yeah, like the air time, it might have something to do with like it going fast in the air.
I'm not sure. Here, do you want to see
I think the pig
let's
is faster though. I think
I
like,
think it's faster on the down for sure. Like
yeah,
here, let's just like
I
go
think
start like at the checkpoint
with my
to
method
start.
you can get sub 8, but with that you could probably get like sub 8 a lot easier, probably sub 7.8.
Run just like start and like run to like the cobblestone wall at the end, right? Three,
Let me check.
2, 1,
Okay.
go.
Oh, this way.
Because there, yeah, it's for sure faster on like on the to fall. Like the falling part is for sure faster. And I thought about like dismounting, but like it wasn't worth it.
So they might be about the same then.
I think they are, which is
It's so hard
crazy
to
because they're like
tell.
so different.
Yeah,
And it's
wait.
so hard to tell because it's so inconsistent with like the server and stuff.
Let me try to get
Which I
the
but like if you were to
video.
if you were to check in shortcut, you probably could tell, but like I never did that.
Yeah, dude, literally like single frame differences. Like I was looking, it was crazy. And I was like lowering the opacity to see the overlays of each of them. It was wild. Did you see that I beat your time after you like
Yeah, I
left
did.
for that night?
I pretended not to see either too, like because I
Yeah,
just didn't
I
want
was
to have to
thinking
go
you
through it.
had to have seen, but then like
I
you
was just
didn't
so
get the
tired.
record for like 3 days, and I was like, okay, I'll tell him just in case he doesn't know. That was my mindset. There's no way he didn't look. I guess maybe he just
And it
went
was like it was
AFK and then
already
his
like
account like for the night, and then his account got sent off or something.
it took me like because like it took me like a week to beat your last one just because like it took me like
Oh,
a
you were
week
actually
before I
playing.
actually like before no it took me like a week before I actually even like started like
Oh, okay, that makes more
working
sense.
on it just because like I didn't want to like I was like
You're dreading
already
it.
like giving up. Yeah.
I feel like it could go lower. I sub 8's definitely maybe not. Okay, I know 100% it's possible to go 14 milliseconds lower. Or like 16 or something.
14 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know you can go at least 14 milliseconds lower.
I
Besides
also know
that, I don't really know. Maybe a little better.
I also know what people used to do. Like I don't think you can really do this anymore because the server's not as big as it once was. But like I know I saw like a bunch of forum posts. Like people were like, "Oh, the server had like 130,000 players, and I got the parkour time down to like 0.001 second because the server was lagging."
That's basically exploit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can also vector is like 1% faster, but it's like
Vector.
impossible. Yeah, if you vector, you go literally 1%, like straight up just
Wait, how
1%
do you
faster.
vector in Minecraft? Do you is that where you do
You just
W
hold
and
down W and D.
W and D, or I do W and A, but that's what people do to speed bridging. And I thought about that too, but I wasn't like sure which one was
Well, when you're
faster.
shifting, it's a lot bigger deal. When you're full sprinting, it's literally like second difference, and it's so hard. I don't even think you could do it on the pig. Can you?
Yeah, you can't do it on the pig because the pig goes based off of solely which direction you're looking.
But I think if you vector, like it would probably take like a week of practice or something crazy. It'd probably take like a day of doing it. But I think you could get sub 7. But did you see the part in the Dragoon video where it said you have to get a good island start time? I think it can also go lower if we get like a literally on the dot 5 second or like second start time.
Yeah.
But that's really hard to do. That's you have to keep on joining and leaving, and then you have to get a perfect run on top of that.
Dragoon's actually the GOAT, bro. Dragoon might be the second best, actually the best YouTuber. RecRap is second best. Oh, are you screen sharing?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a way better way. I don't have to actually export this.
Wait, no, actually export it, because the
Oh,
screen share
okay.
is going to be like low FPS.
For some reason, I was struggling so much to get a perfect run then. I've done it like a lot of times, but when I was like trying to get the time cut for this one, I was struggling.
Also, I can help you pirate Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro.
Oh yeah, 100% need that.
Well, it's also like just good to know if you ever need to pirate anything else.
And you should definitely pirate Ultra Kill. Pirate that so much. Super pirate. I'm gonna send it in with the chat with Alec.
Does Alec have any idea of
No,
this,
he's no freaking
weird
idea.
thing going on?
I've been like deliberately not like sending the messages there. I don't know if that's a little weird, but exceeds the freaking file size. Okay, is there a compressor?
Just send it on Drive. Upload it to Drive first. Also, like so many times, I just wanted to like place an extra block like right here or something.
Wait,
To
where?
like just like right here, so you could just have more space.
Oh,
But it was like I didn't.
you
just
don't
'cause
want to
it felt
change.
like-
No, that would change it. Yeah.
Or like right here to cover up the water, so my pig would stop getting stuck in it.
I wonder if like thousands of people tried to do this, how low the time would get. I bet someone would figure out how to get like 7.7.
I mean, it's like I have like a hold on, wait. 'Cause
I think
how much do I
7.7
have
might be
in,
possible.
I have like 300 million coins on me right
Actually,
now.
never
Like,
mind.
Another 2 billion. We could set up like a
Yeah,
competition.
you have
whoever-
so much freaking money. That's
It's
crazy.
because, bro. Oh my gosh, can I share my screen real quick?
I'm pretty
That's
sure
just
I've
important.
stalked your account so much using these websites
Okay.
that I've already seen it.
Like I have like 2.3 billion net worth, and like 2.1 of it all in here. Like this skin alone is worth like $1 billion or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
because, you
I
know,
saw this. I saw this in your when I was stalking your thing.
and there's another one. There's another because what I do is I come back like every like month and a half or so, or 2 months, and like collect my minions, and then I spend all my money on fire sales. Like there's gonna be another one in like 9 hours, and I'm probably gonna buy that just because they go up in price so much. Like look, this one I bought like 2 weeks ago for 50 mil, the White Lion one. If we go and look now, this was only 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's only 69 mil, but still.
That's still good. That's still good.
Yeah.
It'll probably go. It gets higher.
And
Huh?
the True Warden one I knew was gonna be really good. So I bought it at like 100 mil, and now it's at like 1.5 bill.
Gosh, this is my favorite part of Skyblock. I hate the grinding. I love how absurd the money like economy
The
is.
inflation, bro.
Yeah,
It's the inflation, and
inflation.
because it's like limited quantity, so people
like
really
that.
want it.
Yeah, I've never heard about.
There-
Did you think of that on your own?
Yeah.
That's nice. I guess a lot of people do it though, huh?
No, I don't know. I've never seen anyone else do this because I think a lot of people they think when they quit Skyblock, they're like, I'm gonna quit Skyblock and I'm never gonna come back. I'm gonna give away all my stuff to like help me quit. But like I'm so addicted that like I'm not doing all that, you know?
I just don't give away my stuff. Or if I give away stuff, I'm just giving away money.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't give away stuff either.
anything. The most I've had was like 130 mil when I sold all the stuff for the speed race.
Oh yeah, you bought a mythic black cat pet, right?
Yeah, I spent like a freaking 130 mil on that.
Why?
Just because I didn't care, you know? I didn't care. I was like, just give me it so I can go faster.
Young dragon armor gives you the same speed as it.
Yeah,
as
but I didn't
black
freaking
cat.
know. I didn't freaking know this stuff.
Because this also sets your speed cap to 500.
Well, you need 600, right? Or is it no
600
matter? Because
doesn't
I heard
exist.
it doesn't matter as well. The
600 doesn't exist anymore. They just removed it.
Oh, really? Like when?
Yeah, because it's bugged in mine, like the code of Minecraft. You
Wait,
can't
I
go
have
faster.
600. But it doesn't change from 500 is what you mean, right?
Wait, really? Wait, show me. I had a black cat for a while too, and with my young dragon armor and stuff, it was still only
See, look.
500. What? Wait, but what does Badlands say? If you turn on Skyblock add-ons, what does it say?
How do I do that? Skyblock.
Yeah, no,
And then what?
click. Go to like, I don't know, HUD.
Oh,
HUD.
fairy souls?
No.
I don't have some of them. Was it?
Wait, I would go buy a black cat pets real quick and see if it works for me now, because it wasn't working before.
Maybe you just suck.
Do you need a mythic or can it be
I don't know. I just bought Mythic because I was like, just give me the best. I don't want to think about. I don't want to even spend the time to search if I don't need a Mythic. You know.
you don't need a mythic?
I'm so bad with money. I would get scammed in the freaking auction house. But I've actually been turning a profit. I've actually like 15 mil positive or something auction flipping.
Okay, 100 mil black cat pet.
Yeah, but I spent like a day fishing to like get my speed up for the jump boost thing. Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, I still only have 500 speed.
Maybe you just suck.
It says 600 in my Skyblock profile though. Wait, so that's interesting. So it says 600 in my Skyblock profile.
I wanted to
That's
get 600
crazy.
still.
Wait,
So I don't need to use God Potion, but I just kept doing it because I wanted to see 600.
what does that flower do? Oh, that's the flower I gave you.
Yeah.
Wait, that's crazy. Wait, that's like poetic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we had pretty much the same strategy. Yours was just more optimized for our, at least our like running strategy.
Oh, you did that
'Cause
too?
what? Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do that weird thing you're doing with like turning or
What were you doing?
um.
You were running up and then making it to where you getting far enough to where you could just run diagonally, right?
Yeah, because once you get enough momentum, you can just run diagonally, and then I would just run diagonally, like this, and then I would walk off. But I never like, because I would always end up, but I never got that to work because I would always walk off, like this, and I would never like, I don't know, I never got it to work walking off this close, I guess.
I was surprised how freaking far you took it. Like
I was surprised how far you took
okay,
it.
listen. Me, I was always gonna try to beat you, okay? I was surprised how good you're like how fast you clap back and stuff. And like how like good you ended up being. You didn't take very long.
I was on like, when I figured out the flying pig and stuff, like I thought I had solved it. Because I thought there was like,
Dude, I saw you buying that and I was like, I think it's not gonna work, you know? I was thinking to myself,
You saw
I
me-
think there's
you
a
saw me
good
buying the
chance
flying pig?
the flying pig doesn't work. No,
how'd you see me fly?
I saw you buy
How'd you
it.
see me buying the flying pig?
Because on
Wait,
your
I've had it
freaking
since the
auction house
Technoblade
and
event.
stuff.
Oh, that was me buying my second one. Cause so
You
I've
bought
had
a
one of them
second
since the Technoblade event, which I thought was gonna be like,
Worth trillions, billions.
no, because I thought like the only reason the strategy would like be able to keep a secret was because I had that pig for so long, so it wouldn't be like a suspicion. But then I'm pretty sure like once I like assumed you had already tried it, I bought a second pig. So now I have this one, which is a level 37 common, which I've had since Technoblade. And then I have this one, which is a level 1 rare.
So you didn't look
The-
at
the
my
reason
auction
is-
house?
No, I did look at your auction house. I saw you selling the flying pig.
Oh.
Yeah. And so, and I got this one, so this way, like, whenever my pig isn't, like, coming to me, I could just swap the pigs with one fewer click. So, like, look, if my pig is, like, all the way over there, and I want it to come to me, but it's, like, not coming, I can just swap to my other pig without having to despawn anything. Like, look, now
Why-
that pig's over there.
Wait, why do you
Now
swap
that
that?
pig's... So I can reset faster. Because sometimes they, like, fall in the void and they don't come back for, like, 30 seconds.
I think that's about it. I think I should probably sleep now. For
Yeah,
real
I gotta
this
go to
time.
bed.
Alright, so I'm just going to take a minute to go over my final strategy, which starts off by standing at the end of the pressure plate. And the reason you do this is so that you can accelerate as the time actually starts. So you're just faster when the time starts. And then once you actually get off of here, you want to angle yourself a little bit more than you would just going straight towards the end. Because you don't want to land on the edge of that previous row, since you won't be able to accelerate fast enough to get across without running straight for a bit to gain some speed. And I think that loses time. I'm not 100% sure, but it takes you a little off the path. Who really knows? Maybe they're the same speed. And then you just go ahead, do a little strafing strategy. And you want to get off a little early. Don't jump. Jumping's bad. Turn really quickly. And the reason why you get off early is so that as you're falling, you line it up directly with the time that you would land down here. Now, 2 blocks off is fine because, you know, it's good to have some time to prepare for this. I'm not like 100% optimized, but you can hit this, boom, there's time. Now, while it's really hard, you might be able to save a little time by going diagonally. I'd like to see if anyone can find some new strategies or make any time cuts. So if you're interested, go visit xXmailmanXX262Xx.